Hi, my name's Ross. Um, I'm stoned. I just wanted to report back to you from a spiritual perspective as best I can while being stoned as fuck. So, the reason I'm saying that from a spiritual perspective is because I've been following a spiritual path for a number of years, possibly even lifetimes, but what do I know? What do I know? No, so, yeah, so I'm stoned and trying to tell you from a spiritual perspective because I've been on a spiritual path for a number of years and I've done various healing and cleansing um, bits of stuff, work, if you like, enlightenment, as in becoming lighter, turning into the light, right? Um, because I've done some of that stuff already, and I went through a weed phase when I was kind of younger, when I was between age of 19 and 21, and then a little bit when I was around 25, but nothing major. As in, I didn't really want to be doing it, but I did it to fit in mainly, and because it was there. If it wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have done it, but it was there, and everyone else was doing it, so somehow I must have been choosing that kind of crowd. Anyway, so I haven't smoked any weed for a number of years, maybe 3 at most. But that and the last time I had anything at that time was only one toke on one spliff. It was pretty fucking strong though. One toke on that spliff was enough for 5 hours. Now I've had about 3 or 4 tokes on a spliff tonight, and I'm already feeling pretty zingy. And basically, the reason I'm doing a video is because, as I was mentioning about the spiritual side of things before, because I've already done some stuff in that area, I've opened up some of my psychic and spiritual abilities. I don't feel like I'm at full potential, but there has been an opening. And so the reason I'm doing this video is because I've got stoned, and because I've got stoned again, the same knowledge that I learned from the last 2 or 3 times of having any weed was that weed or skunk, marijuana, cannabis, that same THC ingredient is an intensifier. It intensifies whatever karmic, energetic sensations are going on. So, for example, I say it intensifies because, or it brings to your awareness the truth of those different ajnas or chakras. Sorry, chakras. So the reason I'm saying that is because I've got high. I already have some of that knowledge or ability in the psychic or energetic realm. Now I'm starting to experience that more intensely because, as I said, the cannabis, the THC, the actual ingredient is an intensifier. So it will intensify whatever experience you already are having. So I'll just say now, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got some food out there. I live with my mum. I'm at home. I've just gone out and got pissed and had a few tokes on a spliff. I've got a lady friend, kind of, yeah, at the moment, and not upstairs, but she's around. And the different chakras and energies that all that is contained within is mainly the head, the shoulders, the throat, the heart. There's some sexual stuff in there as well, but the sexual is less. So all those things I just said are all, the bulk of the energy around those items is in the head area. So another way I could say it is that my intensification or my sensation consciously is mainly focused in the head area. Now I know that I can move that sensation into different parts of my body using my mind and my body powers to change my focus of concentration, right? And one of the chakras, and I believe it's the throat chakra, is to do with the direction of flow. So the throat chakra can say go up to the ajna and to the crown, where it can then say, okay, you need to go down. So it feels like at this point, the throat chakra is determining the direction of flow. So, and the body helps to just express the flow of the energy. So like as I'm going down here, I'm pulling down energy at the same time. So wherever your body moves, it's moving energy in that same way. So, what else am I sensing? So, well, mainly I'm just sensing where the energy is in my body and where the movement of flow is going. So currently shoulders, back of the neck, tension, moving down into the heart space, moving out forwards, moving up and around, going into the center here, pulling back to the ears, going back down the shoulders, moving to the heart space area. There's a lot to clear in there. It feels quite heavy and cloudy. Then moving out front, still lots of clouds, and I feel like it's blowing in my face. The energy is blowing in my face as I do that, like a whoosh, and that's good, but it's also painful. So, whew, okay, and then I feel like it wants to go out like this. And it's like going crossing like that in front of me. Now I've got eyes going left and right like that, across there, up in that area. So I feel like this stuff knows what it's about. The top area, the crown, the throat even. The throat is where the difficulties begin. And then we move down to the heart. The heart's quite strong. And we move down even further. And I've got this kind of gut area. That gut does not know what's going on. And it almost feels like it makes me want to throw up. So the gut area is actually the strongest level of difficulty at this time. Then I move it down, and we're going to go into the sexual chakra. And there's a lot of energy in there, and it's quite clear actually. It's high frequency. It's a lot of energy there. It's spinning around really fast. It's really strong, and it knows what it wants to be. And then it just needs to move up into that really, really stagnant area in the tummy, which I feel like basically a load of poo in my gut, if I'm honest. It's heavy, it's slow, it needs work, and all it really needs is energy. Like if you just send energy to it into my gut area, then it will clear and it will strengthen and it will feel okay. And I can feel like it might look disgusting or gross on the outside, you know, a big fat guy with loads of poo inside him, right? But it's only that it just needs more energy, and once it gets energy inside it, then it will clear and it will be like beautiful. It'll be not necessarily a six-pack, but it'll be a flat tummy, and a strong, ample frame, like, you know, strength in the frame. So yeah, it just needs energy. So whatever area that you've got difficulties in, I know that one particular person has difficulties in her knees, is if you put your conscious intention to feel that area in your body and strengthen your sensation in that area, actually intensify your sensation in the painful area, and bring your heart space to it and wrap your heart space around it, then you will start to feel the clearing of the pain and the softening of it into a peaceful sensation, or loving and peace are very similar. They seem to be very closely aligned, love and peace. Love being stronger, well, it's a bit like yin and yang. So love is the yang of peace is yin. So anyway, so put your attention to wherever it is, and that's what will intensify your experience of that and the healing of that. So I'm putting my attention in my knees at the moment with my hands and my mind. So my hands are on my knees, and I'm focusing with my mind, and I'm also speaking about it. So there's lots of different elements in play. The body, the mind, I just need to think about. I actually need to use the mind space and say the word knees in my mind space. Saying it out loud, knees, feeling it in the heart, knees. The gut doesn't know what to do about the knees, so we just pass on through the gut, moving into the sacral, sexual. So those two are really closely aligned, the knees and the sacral, sexual. Because they're so close to each other, you know. The knees are so close to the genitals and the sacral area that it's just part of that same flow downwards. I mean, you do go up, but that feels very strong to a downward flow on the knees. So push the energy downwards and direct your attention downwards when you think and speak of your knees. Think of going downwards, lower frequency, moving down. Yeah, it's quite a low vibration on the knees. Low, don't think of low vibration as being negative. I mean, you can think of it as negative in one way, but think of it as just a number, and numbers have their own independent value. So they've got a relational value, you know, 2 is bigger than 1, but also 2 can be used to times 1,000,000. So it has a different value as well. That value is relative. So 2 times 1,000,000 is less than 5 times 1,000,000. So there is relativity still. But there's also a paradoxical third dimension. So you've got your analog linear dimension, 1 plus 1, and then you take it to the third dimension, you say 1 to the power of 1, and then you go, oh, it's just the same. Anyway, the knees, the fucking knees. Put your hands on your knees, think about your knees, think how many knees you have, think how many lifetimes your knees have had, think how many lifetimes your knees have had in this one experience of life, this lifetime, and then think, where are my knees going to go afterwards? And then think, they're going down, because the downward, you need to push whatever energy is stuck in the knees to downwards. Like, you can think about the knees, but the thinking's not going to really help. You need to feel about the knees, and you also need to move those knees. So movement meaning physical movement. Anyway, I'm going to go eat my curry. I just thought I'd give you a bit of a stoned talk. Yeah, instead of being not stoned. I just feel like I'm so much more in touch with the chakras and stuff at this time that it was worth doing a thing, even though I'm stoned as fuck. So, if you like vibrations and stoner talk, I'm currently your man.